my students get rejected or don't get the results that they want, it's usually because one of the following 3 reasons. And it's not what you think. The excuses that I typically hear from people are way off. Oh, it's because I live in the wrong city. Oh, I'm not in the right age. I don't have the right people around me. I can give you countless examples of those things not mattering whatsoever. Kygo is from a small town in Norway. Do you care? David Guetta is almost 60. Do you care? Hardwell grew up in a small city. Do you care? Are you looking up what age producers are, where they're from, what city, what this? You're not. These are not pop stars. And even if there's some of you that do care about that stuff, the labels that are signing music producers don't give a shit. And I can tell you, because I'm a talent buyer, that the people booking the shows don't care. If you have great music and a great brand, then the other things don't matter. So then, what causes us to fail? Let's dive in. We're going to go through all the reasons that come to me, and then I'm going to tell you how to fix them. If you don't know, I'm Justin. I run Cosmic Academy, an artist development school, and we've been around now for over 12 years. We've worked with over 800 incredible music producers, and these producers, they get incredible results. They sign to the biggest labels like Defected, Toolroom, Spinnin, Armada, Monstercat, Anjuna. I can go on forever. They play the biggest shows. They played EDC, Ultra, Tomorrowland, Electric Zoo. They tour all over the world. And my students, when they fail, if they fail, it's typically because of one of the following reasons. The first reason producers fail, the learning stops. Our school, Cosmic Academy, gets over 100 applications per week. So we get thousands of applicants every year. And so many applicants will write down that they're experts. They'll say that they don't even need any help on the music side. They just need the right contact or the right network. By the way, just to dispel that, if it was all about who you know, then Taylor Swift's niece would be headlining every show, or Skrillex's cousin would be headlining Coachella, but it's not. You could know the best people, but if you don't have the music, if you don't have the brand, it doesn't matter. So yeah, these people will say that they're already experts, they already have everything they need on the music side. I think it's important to remember and realize there are levels to this shit. Sometimes I'll ask an applicant to rate themselves 0 to 10, and I'll go into different areas, different fundamentals, and they'll say, oh, I'm an 8 at compression. I'm a 9 at sound design. Listen, Skrillex and Deadmau5 are 8s and 9s. 10 means you're perfect. There's no getting better at 10. There's so many levels to this. People want to sign to these huge labels, Spinnin, Defected, Monstercat, Anjuna, and we have students on all of those labels. And what you need to realize is those labels, they only put out a certain amount of music each year. So let's say it's 30 songs get released per year. And currently, those slots, those opportunities are already allocated to their current roster of artists. So what I'm trying to say is you're not going to take that slot from someone else unless your stuff is as good or better than those artists. So you got to be really honest with yourself. If you're getting rejected, if you're not seeing the results you want, maybe you're not as good as them. So what must you do? You need to keep learning. You must keep getting better. You're never going to get to a point where you just know it all. And if you think that way, you're going to fail. You always have to look at yourself as a learner. David Guetta has more hits, more plays, more everything than anyone in dance music. And he's been around for like 30 years. When we met David Guetta, we thought it was kind of weird at first. Why does David Guetta want to meet with us? We're just some small music school. And the first thing he said to me when we sat down, he said, I have no ego and I always want to learn more. And then he's like, can I show you some stuff? And we're like, holy shit, that's so fucking cool. He's also always a learner. But that makes sense. He's been at the top forever for a reason. And if you meet any other artist who's doing extremely well for a long time, you'll see they have the exact same attitude. They're always trying to get better, learning more, getting better, getting faster, finishing music more efficiently, learning new tricks. If you're sitting there not learning new stuff and everyone else around you is getting ahead, you're going to fall behind. Here's what I want you to do when this video ends. I want you to open up your DAW, just stare at your screen, and ask yourself, stare at a project and ask yourself honestly, where am I 0 to 10 on compression, on EQ, sound design, vocal processing? How's your mixing? How's your mastering? And if you're not at a 9, 10, then you have to go level up. By the way, if you want to fast track all that, get to results even quicker, and learn in a personalized way, our program is always looking for great students to apply. I'll leave a link below in the comments. The next reason why producers fail: they're not taking risks and they're settling. I recently made a video where I said, if you want to get ahead of the 99%, you can't be doing what the 99% are doing. You know, some music producers, they'll get to a place, it's a comfortable place, and they'll settle. It's this phase where maybe you can make some good music, maybe you're even signing some records, maybe you're even getting some shows, and you're kind of comfortable. You're getting some of the results that you want, and you're also probably getting some positive feedback from others. But deep down, you know you could go way higher. Deep down, you also know you're very comfortable here. So why spoil it, right? Well, if you truly want to realize your potential, then you have to take risks. You need to leave this comfort zone, and you can never settle. Maybe you've been making the same sound for 8 years. Okay, it's time to try something new. Maybe you've been doing the same marketing for 10 years. Okay, time to try something new. And also, again, take big risks. You need to remember that every artist you love at some point took a huge risk on their music. They weren't doing the safe thing. That's not where magic happens. In 2009, trance and progressive house just had control over the dance music business. And Skrillex is sitting there in a warehouse with a broken KRK, and he did the opposite. He was not trying to do what everyone else was doing. He was not doing what the 99% were doing, and he took a big risk. In 2013, Avicii brought a folk band to the main stage of Ultra. I remember because I was in the production tent with my team, and everyone thought, oh, what is this? Is Avicii losing his mind? He's got a folk band. We didn't say that. We actually thought it was amazing. And then he puts out this track called Wake Me Up, and it's this like folk rock dance music crossover track, and it's his biggest hit ever. All of these stories are risks, and the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. If you're truly fine with staying with where you're at, then just keep going. But if you want more from this music thing, then you need to risk more than what you're currently putting in. It's like poker or gambling or even investing. You can only win what you put in. You know, small bets equals small wins. But unlike that stuff, you don't lose anything here, because even if you fail, you will learn from it. And on top of that, you will be better and more accustomed to taking risks the next time. So stop going with the flow here. Don't just emulate the 99% around you. Go contrarian, fuck settling, and take those risks. The next reason why producers fail: they're not playing both sides. When you talk about the best athletes in any sport, they're not just doing one thing really good, they're playing both sides, offense and defense. This is true of the biggest artists and producers. They don't just make music, they also do the marketing and the networking and the PR. Sure, you can just concentrate on the music, but you're not going to go as far as your potential. Adding the marketing component will get you even further. Adding some networking efforts will get you even further. Adding some PR, some design, it all helps. But if you're just focusing on one thing, the music, you're literally just putting a ceiling on yourself. Why would you do that? Why would you prevent yourself from realizing your greatest potential? You don't need me to explain this to you. You know the labels want to see some marketing. You know the venues and the festivals want to see someone who's active on social media. Deep down, you know this other stuff is important. You can only go so far as someone who's just really good at the music. And like we said in the last section, why settle? And we have so many videos on how to do all this stuff. And I have hundreds of students that started out not knowing anything, proving that you can do it also. So if you're currently failing at your goals, maybe it's because you aren't playing both sides. And to help, I'm going to put up another video on these topics where we dive in and discuss exactly what you want to do. So go watch that next, and we'll see you in there.